Unfortunately, we had another mass shooting in this country, this time on July 4th. The Highland Park area in Illinois became the latest backdrop for a mass shooting. So now there was an alleged sniper who has been identified as perpetrator. This is 22-year-old Robert Crimo III, or Crimo, whatever. He was arrested for killing 6 and injuring dozens of others, about 30 so far, in the rather affluent area with a semi-automatic rifle during an Independence Day parade. Now, so far, police are not saying that they have a motive. However, it is clear that he had planned this for several weeks. That said, Marjorie Greene thinks, I know it's kind of an ironic statement, really. She believes she knows why this happened, and that that everybody's hiding the real reasons why this had happened. In fact, here she tweets, "What drugs and/or psychiatric drugs was he on for his mind to be ruined in alternate reality games that caused him to commit a mass shooting? His parents know. The police know. School, arrest, hospital records. The public deserves to know." Now, okay, you know what's funny about this? So she's asking what kind of drugs he's on. Isn't that a HIPAA violation? Again, remember during the pandemic, Marjorie Greene was constantly crying about HIPAA violations when she was asked about her COVID vaccination status, which, again, revealing the vaccination status during a pandemic, at least when it comes to COVID-19, is not a violation of HIPAA. But, you know, disclosing that the fact that they're on medication might be. But anyway, slight bit of hypocrisy. But okay, so now she demands to know if he's on antidepressants or whatever drugs. Again, hypocritical, also really stupid, because antidepressants do not cause mass shootings. That's it. Video games, alternate reality video games, do not cause mass shootings. Now, I guess maybe if you live in an alternate reality, such as, you know, the people that are in MAGA, that do, that, you know, think that that the election was stolen, and that the white replacement theory is like a real thing and not just normal demographic shifts and changes, you know. But okay, sure, she thinks all these weirdo things, alternate reality. But look, the reality is, at least on those things, white replacement theory, not real. Video games don't cause mass shootings, and neither do antidepressants. Simple as that. Again, we know that he planned this for weeks. We know he legally purchased the weapons that he had used. They found, obviously, one on the scene where he had, interestingly enough, and I actually kind of thought, like, when this was originally reported, I read the headline, and it's like, oh, he dressed in women's clothing. I was like, why is that relevant at all? But then, as I read, you know, further into it, in reality, it was just a way for him to try to blend in with the crowd and escape the day of the shooting. So I was like, oh, okay, so they're not, like, trying to do this weird, you know, anti-cross-dresser or, you know, transphobic kind of crap. Okay, but still, this just shows that it was planned. He used that clothing to cover up distinctive tattoos that he had, and he used that to blend in with the crowd and to escape the shooting. They found that gun on a rooftop. They also found a gun in his car after they arrested him. And by the way, he is alive, so sooner or later, we will know a motive. we will have an answer to that. We also know that he had posted disturbing, violent images online. So, and made music videos. Like, he was apparently some rapper or whatever, posting, like, I don't know. I'm not sure how to describe all of this other than being disturbing. I guess an example here is drawing stick figures of himself wearing tactical gear, holding rifles, with, I guess, some of the lyrics saying, "I need to just do it. It is my destiny." Now, if that isn't a red flag, I don't know what is. Another video, a stick figure resembling Cremo's depicted laying in a pool of blood surrounded by police. So, again, that's also incredibly disturbing, super red flag law-y. But let me just say this. Video games don't do that to people. Medication doesn't do that to people. Again, those are harmful stigmas that are really meant to take away from the major focus here. And that is, of course, the fact that people like this can get their hands on deadly weapons at any time. And it's actually cheaper and easier to get a weapon than to actually get yourself some help if you need it. And look, humans have been killing each other long time before the invention of medications, or, video games, even guns. And so the only difference now is that when you have these high-powered rifles, well, you can kill a lot of people real easy. Real easy. So maybe, we had to focus on trying to keep these weapons out of the hands of people like this guy. Might be a good idea. Now, of course, you're going to see people like Marjorie Greene. You're already seeing her distract. You're already seeing Republicans distract from the need for effective gun reform by bringing up this. And now you're also seeing, like, even before the live stream started today, there were people linking Gateway Pundit articles about how he's secret Antifa. Why would that matter? Again, being in, and by the way, that's not even true. But if it was, what would that even matter? Honestly, it just doesn't matter. But in the same thing, like on the other side, there's pictures of him verified of him wearing a Trump flag as a cape, going to Trump rallies. Apparently his dad is a MAGA candidate, or maybe a MAGA Republican, sorry. And so, but even your political leanings don't necessarily mean that you're going to be a mass shooter. And so there is this narrative, there is this distraction going on away from the idea of actually doing something about mass shootings by restricting access to weapons. And so, eye on the ball, let's not get distracted by the BS narratives that are coming out, especially from the right wing. We've got to do something about mass shootings, and that means actually doing something about guns.